Here's a story of friendship. A story that can only be told through a Pokemon battle. So I was confident with my lead, good old lead, that I could get my setup going one way or the other. So I lead with them, and my opponent's leads are going to be the Cyclizar and Tatsugiri. And now I'm super scared, because I realized that, like, I can go for my setup, but he's just gonna Shed Tail over immediately to Dondozo. And then the Dondozo is gonna get his boosts, and it's going to be behind a substitute. And what do I go for? Like Earth Power? But does that even break us up? I don't think so, with the +2 special defense and Dondozo having so much HP and I guess respectable special defense, especially after the +2. So I'm super scared. So I'm gonna try and go for my setup anyways, just to get some defense, and we'll see how I can maneuver around. But my opponent goes for the Endure, and he also taunts the Wugtrio, so I am relieved right here. And the fact that I see Endure and the Flamigo in the back, this is actually going to be the Toxic Orb Tatsugiri. So the idea is that you hit the Tatsugiri when you Endure, and then the Toxic Orb is going to activate, and then you switch out into Dondozo, and then Tatsugiri is going to get knocked out inside the mouth of Dondozo, something you normally cannot do, but with this strategy you can. And then what you can do is you can bring out Flamigo with Co-Star and copy all those boosts from Dondozo, which is just insane if you can manage to pull that off. But I'm relieved right here because he does go for the taunt on the Wugtrio, so I get off my triple dive and I get my weakness policy. I'm gonna go all the way up to +6 defense, +2 special attack, and I go for the Earth Power. And that is incredible because I get to hit down the Cyclizar pretty low, and even after Regenerator, he's not gonna be able to go for the Shed Tail because it takes 50% of your health. He's only gonna be able to recover like 33%-ish, so not enough for a Shed Tail. So I am relieved right here, and the fact that I see the Endure is like amazing. So here is the Toxic Orb indeed, but I am super scared still of the Dondozo coming in, so I'm immediately going to switch into Sylveon, which does have a skill swap. So he's gonna protect here, actually go for double protect as I go for my Amnesia. I'm just gonna try to get my boost up before I copy them with the Sylveon, which also has Psych Up. This is a really gimmicky Sylveon, but it's specifically made for this team and the shenanigans that you may have seen on the previous episode. So anyways, I'm gonna go, I think I go for Psych Up right here as he finally switches into Dondozo. I was like, at this point I was really paranoid, like what time is he going to switch into that Dondozo? And I'm gonna Psych Up here my Palossand, go for the Earth Power. Of course, as you can see, it does like absolutely nothing because at this point the Unaware is taken into account. So if he had a substitute, I don't know, it's a Cyclizar substitute, but I don't think it would have been broken. I don't think the sub would have been broken, but perhaps 2 hits it would have. So anyways, I get my Psych Up with the Sylveon, so I got all these boosts. Now all I need to do is just go for the skill swap. And now I'm also kind of scared of like what kind of Dondozo this is. I was fearing the not liquidation but Wave Crash. Yeah, because obviously at this point he ignores my boost. So if he goes for the Wave Crash, Palossand is definitely going to go down. So what I decided to do here is just Terrestrialize and turn into a Steel type, but he actually goes for the Earthquake, so my plan kind of backfires here. But at least EQ not being stab, and it still doesn't do too much to Sylveon, so that is pretty good. And I get to go for that lovely skill swap, and I even get a critical hit. You can see the difference now that the my +2 is now taken into account, and I get a critical hit as opposed to that like measly 8% that I did with the first Earth Power. But yeah, now my +2, and of course the critical hit definitely helped out here too. But I think it still would have done a decent chunk now that he doesn't have the unaware ability anymore. So there we go. Unfortunately, Palosand kind of dead weight at this point, but at least the boosts didn't go in vain. And as I managed to transfer them over to good old Sylveon here, which is also getting some nice leftovers recovery. So he goes for EQ, and like I'm gonna be recovering more with lefties than he's able to do to me with Earthquake. You can see the difference with 38% to a measly 5%. That is incredible. The power of all these boosts. But I was still kind of envious of the Dondozo because he's fast. He's got speed. And I was thinking like, okay, there's probably Flamigo in the back. So if I get the +2 speed, and I could outspeed that. And also Hydreigon in the back. I think with +2, I might be able to outspeed them. So if I get the speed going, like I can just spam Hyper Voice and just be fine. Unfortunately, the Sand Castle goes down here, so I'm just gonna bring out Among Us here, which is excellent at this point because I do have the Pollen Puff, so I can keep on healing my Sylveon, which does not have even Protect because I have all these gimmick moves here. But now at this point, I'm gonna just start spamming Stored Power, which is like I think like 200 base power or something. So just gonna go for Pollen Puff, recover my Sylveon, and I am safe to just spam the stored power at this point. But he is faster than me. Goes for the last-ditch effort Wave Crash. I actually think he should have gone for the double Protect here, because had he gotten that off, you know, he could have still brought out Flamigo, because at this point the Toxic from the Tatsugiri is racking up. So just gonna go for the stored power, finish him off, and I try to be all like smart and go for the Spore as the Tatsugiri emerges from the mouth of Dondozo. But obviously that doesn't work with the Toxicarp, so I could have just gone for the Wave Crash in case there was a critical hit or something, and then I still could have recovered. Actually, if I have Unaware, does that, even in case of a critical hit, that should ignore the boost that he has, right? That's how that should work? I think so. So I think I would have been fine either way. Anyways, like now my Sylveon is set up with all these boosts, and he has the Flamigo that cannot copy any boost, and Cyclizar that cannot do Shed Tail or anything, which is really cool. So I get a nice compliment from this complete stranger here. And he wants to pass me the link to his, or to my team rather, as we are wrapping up this final game. He can go for the Protects all around that he wants. I'm thinking that the Flamigo is Focus Sash, because a lot of them are, so I'm just gonna double target it. But yeah, now I'm free to just spam the stored power at this point. I honestly should have gone for the Hyper Voice. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I get to finish off the Flamigo. I mean, the Cyclizar is doing absolutely nothing. It usually doesn't even have any attack moves. In this case, it does have Hyper Voice, but it's fine at this point. I can just go for the stored power just to finish it off. But yeah, he asked for my team, and I thought I would share it to him, and then we have a nice little conversation here. I'm explaining that my team isn't the greatest, but it's a fun team, as you can see. I guess I could leave a link in the description for this team too, so if you guys want to try it out. But then I thought I might as well ask for his team, because so far I played against so many Dondozos and Tatsugiris, but I have not used them one single time. So I thought, hey, it would actually be fun to give them a shot, especially with a gimmick team like this with the Toxicarp. That's a really fun strategy, definitely. So yeah, so we have a little conversation here, and he asks if I could be his friend here on Showdown, and that's a story of us becoming friends. Two complete strangers having a nice interaction online. Isn't that a nice change of pace? So this is why I wanted to share this story, because there's definitely a lot of hate online. It definitely warmed my flaming heart to have this little interaction with Ari Gamers. So thank you for the team, and thank you for watching.